Imagine walking into any exam room knowing you're fully prepared, confident, and ready to perform at your best, almost like an elite athlete stepping into the field. It's a dream for many, but it doesn't have to be just that. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact steps to help you become a top 1% student using some powerful strategies inspired by how world-class athletes train. So let's dive right in. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Renal, an ISB and BITS Pilani alum. And on this channel, we talk about learnings, strategies and hacks that help me through my educational journey and corporate career, and that can help you make your own journey easy and fun. So today's topic is about achieving something many dream of, becoming a top 1% student. Let's start by defining what it really means to be a top 1% student. See, it's not just about grades or being the smartest person in the room. It is about performance, consistency, and mastering the skill of learning. Think about it. To get into a top tier university or secure highly competitive jobs, you're competing against thousands, sometimes even millions of people. That's why the top 1% isn't a title handed out very lightly. It is something you earn through strategic focus and effort. Interestingly, we can take a lot of cues from top 1% athletes. Just as elite athletes train their way to the top, there is a similar strategy students can follow to make it into that top 1%. First up, define your league. Just as athletes train differently for short sprints versus marathons, students also need to adjust their preparation based on the exam format. Preparing for a 1-hour test is completely different from preparing for a 3-hour exam. And it's even more intense if you have two back-to-back papers. For instance, back at BITS, I remember some of the exams were a marathon in themselves, with open book formats where you could even carry the textbook with you. While some of the quizzes were like sprints, requiring us to think fast, stay focused, and maximize accuracy in a limited time frame. One key lesson that I took from that experience was the importance of aligning your preparation style with a specific type of exam. When I was preparing for the GMAT, I quickly realized that the verbal and quant sections demanded very different approaches. Verbal required me to be alert and quick on my feet, almost like a rapid fire drill, while quant was more like endurance training, testing my stamina and precision over time. Understanding these nuances allowed me to allocate my time and energy effectively based on each section's demands. A great book that you can read on this topic is Peak: Secrets from the New Science of the Expertise by Anders Ericsson and Robert Poole. Ericsson's research shows that deliberate practice, tailoring your training to match specific performance conditions, is key to mastering any skill, be it sports, music, or academics. Understanding the exam you're preparing for helps you focus on relevant practice, eliminating wasted effort, and ensuring that you're training in the league that truly matters. Before diving into the material, ask yourself these questions. What is the structure of the exam? Is it a multiple choice format or essay based? Are speed and accuracy important, or is it more about deep understanding and analysis? So define your league and prepare accordingly, so that your efforts are focused and aligned with the end goal. Now, just as athletes spend years building physical strength, endurance, and muscle, top students need to build their cognitive muscles. The goal here is to develop the ability to handle heavy cognitive loads, concentrate deeply, and sustain focus over long periods of time. When I was at BITS Pilani, this concept was drilled into me during our core engineering courses. They were demanding not just in terms of content, but in the sheer material stamina that they required. I had to build up that capacity over time to handle such high cognitive loads, often studying for long hours with sustained focus. This really came in handy during my CFA level 1 and 2 preparations. The curriculum was vast and the exams were intense, often feeling like intellectual marathons. To prepare, I would break my study sessions into phases, building up my focus over time, starting with 30-minute blocks and gradually working my way up to 2 or even 3-hour sessions. By the time exam day came, I had built a level of mental endurance that allowed me to handle the test without feeling mentally fatigued halfway through. For this kind of foundational training, Deep Work by Cal Newport is a must read. Newport talks about how uninterrupted focus on complex tasks build a deep work capacity, a skill that's becoming increasingly rare yet essential for top performance. If you're looking to build a solid academic foundation, developing the ability to concentrate deeply on demanding material will pay off immensely. Start by gradually increasing the time you spend on focused, undisturbed study sessions, like begin with 25-minute intervals and work your way up to 1 or even 2-hour stretches. This muscle building approach helps you develop the mental stamina to handle intense study sessions and challenging exams with ease. Athletes have highly structured, intense drill routines they practice consistently to master their craft. For students, this translates to practicing in conditions that mirror that exam day. This means stimulating the exam environment using a timer, minimizing distractions, and answering questions as if it is the real deal. During my CFA prep, simulating full-length practice exams under real conditions was the most important step during the last phases of the exam. This helped me not only get used to the content, but also learn how to manage my time, maintain my pace, and stay calm when I encountered challenging questions. Back at ISB, we had a similar approach for certain classes where professors would hold practice exams that closely resembled the finals. I found that treating these practice sessions like the real exam helped me reduce anxiety, manage time better, and mentally prepare myself to push through the challenges on the actual test day. These drills made the final exams feel like just another session that I had already mastered. So if you're looking for a structured way to implement drills, I recommend checking out the book Make It Stick: The Science of Successful Learning by Peter C. Brown. The authors discuss how retrieval practice, testing yourself as if it were the exam day, is one of the most effective ways to cement learning. By consistently practicing under exam conditions, you are building familiarity and confidence for the actual test day. And finally, here is a bonus tip on how to keep up these high standards without burning out. Even top athletes balance their rigorous training with something they enjoy outside of sports. This gives them a mental break, renews their energy, and keeps them motivated. I remember when I was at BITS, I used to hang out with friends at the local canteen between study sessions. Later, during CFA prep, I would often take breaks to work out or go on walks. It was my way of refreshing my mind and maintaining balance. As a student, find hobbies or interests that you love. Maybe it's a creative pursuit like music, a sport, or something calming like reading. The goal is to have something that recharges you and keeps stress at bay. Balance is the secret to sustaining high performance in the long run. If you haven't read it already, Atomic Habits by James Clear is a great read on this topic. It explores how building simple, positive habits can prevent burnout by adding moments of joy and relaxation to your day. Remember, becoming a top 1% student isn't about burning yourself out. It is about smart, strategic training and knowing how to play to your strengths. Try incorporating these tips and let me know in the comments which one you found the most helpful. If you enjoyed this video, you might find these other videos helpful as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.